Now, next we have Miss Deepika Agarwal. Miss Deepika is our next speaker. She is also a writer, an author, a poetess, and a public speaker. We are so glad to have people from all parts of India. मैम ऑल द वे कोलकाता से आई हैं. प्लीज इस बात पे मैम के लिए तालियां बजाई जाए. मैम, a special thanks for joining us from all the way from Kolkata. Thank you so much. The stage is all yours.
So how many of you feel that you're absent-minded? Well, I have been for years. TV is on and I don't know what show is going on. Had a plate full of dinner and after an hour I forget what I had. Kept a bunch of keys responsibly, but after 5 minutes I'm running around the whole house searching for it. This happens with everyone. Some call it memory loss, some lack of concentration, and some call it something else. But let me explain you with an example. Here I take a glass and I start pouring water in it. Now the glass is filled and the water starts overflowing. I'm sorry, but my entire focus is on the water that is overflowing, which is a complete waste. Same goes with our thinking. Thinking is our job, but overthinking is a waste. But we as humans, we've got this tendency to focus upon what is more, what is extra. एक के साथ एक free, and our entire attention is on what is free rather than the actual product. And here is where our mind loses connection. Research says 47% of our time goes with our mind wandering, and that is almost half of our lives. Now, coming back to me, my past provoked me to become a motivational writer. I started preaching this positivity throughout, and after some time, I realized that in this journey of preaching, when it came to my application, I wasn't doing justice. Things were coming all around, opportunities were coming, and there were a lot of things which really I wanted to do. But there was something I was always missing out. Small petty situations like jam traffic or a cranky child or even something that I did not want it upsetted me a lot. Now my mother always uses this phrase by Lord Mahavira, Tinnanam Taryanam, which means पहले खुद capable बनो, फिर दूसरों को बनाओ. पहले खुद तिरो, फिर दूसरों को तिराओ. I heard it a lot of times, but it never really impacted me until series of challenging situations came into my life. Tests are important. They make you realize your actual position. But these surprise tests, they were going on knocking me one by one because I wasn't prepared. I was throwing so much of light on positivity, but that every time that hidden negativity would pop up as soon as something unwanted happened in front of my eyes. And then I would ask myself this question, Deepika, why are your words not matching with your actions? You talk about peace. Where is your peace? My writing capacity deteriorated. I got stuck with one book and I did not have the courage to begin the second one. Among all this chaos going, I was just sitting one day and randomly came across through this beautiful story which became my counselor at that time. Now let me share. Once a king asked his courtiers to draw a painting that would give the message of peace. So some drew sunrise, some sunsets with birds, and some other nature that would depict peace and harmony. But the award-winning painting was different. It had winds, it has turbulence, it had thunderstorms, and at one corner was this nest with two birds sitting in it quietly. I immediately understood what is this universe trying to teach me. Out of all the topsy-turviness, the birds were sitting in their nest quietly, irrespective of what is happening outside. दोस्तों, हम सबका भी अपना अपना घोंसला होता है. बाहर चाहे जितना भी तूफान हो, अगर अंदर रहना आ जाए ना, तो समझो रास्ता मिल गया. This heavy realization came to me in the most lightest way and raised my bars of curiosity. Now I wanted to learn more. Just then, COVID hit. And it was a tough time for everyone, but for me, it was blessing in disguise. I joined a lot of self-discovery classes, got in touch with some great masters. My company changed. Now I was sitting with this bunch of spiritual souls whose only motive was self-growth and self-learning. Within few weeks, I got recharged, and the first positive shift that I could see in myself was I started seeing things as they are and not how I wanted them to be. There was always something more that I wanted from my life because of my unmindfulness. I was focusing more upon practical and theoretical knowledge, and my level was quite low in terms of emotional and spiritual knowledge. So, as we hear this word mindfulness, the first thing that comes into our mind is peace, stillness. But you cannot enter its zone until you practice it religiously. Meditation is the key. Now, I'd always heard that when the learner becomes open to learning, the teacher appears immediately. This is exactly what happened with me. I just got shifted to this new complex and got in touch with this friend who was like very teaching meditation there. And now I got hold of her. I told I want to learn the technique. She taught me all the tools and techniques of meditation and asked me to practice it regularly. She said, Deepika, meditation is more about dhyan rakhna, which means awareness, than dhyan karna, just sitting down. So you need to be aware. I said, but my mind is a wanderer. How will I sit in one place and concentrate? She very sweetly answered, you just need to focus on two things. First is your breath, and second, you should know how to use your sense organs correctly. But I said, it's very difficult for me. I cannot do it. Concentration is very difficult. What to do? She said, mind is like a mercury. You cannot hold it with bare hands. It slips. Breath is the only anchor through which you can get hold of your mind and get it back to its original track as soon as it wanders. I said, wow, my problem is half solved. But I have another problem. I always want something more in my life. Ye dil mange more. What to do? She very straightforwardly answers. Stop feeding your desires. Control them in tiny stages. Draw your limits. These two teachings by her got engraved in my mind, body, and soul, and I started practicing it daily. And after some time, I realized that this huge shift in my attitude. I started focusing more on solutions. Emotionally and mentally, I was growing day by day. Clarity took over all the confusions. Things that once triggered me a lot did not affect me anymore. Meditation took me to the most devastated areas of my life initially, but it made me much more matured. All my ifs and buts were changed to sensible do's and don'ts. All my rejections were replaced with acceptance. Now, meditation is something which people fear to do. But as we all know, that every night is followed by a beautiful morning. Mindfulness, awareness, and patience became my rising sun. I thank God for bringing this beautiful period in my life which changed my perception of living. To live a good life, you don't need perfection. All you need is transformation. And every transformation happens silently. And to end up, I would love to share this beautiful line which has a deep impact in me. That is, Raho Bhitar, Jio Bahar. Thank you so much.